Breaking news out of the East Bay. Governor Gavin Newsom and Attorney General Rob Bonta are deploying state attorneys to prosecute more criminals. We're live in Alameda County with the details. And Christian Mccaffrey and Patrick Mahomes are the top two players favored to be named MVP during the big game.
Now, from the Bay Area's local news station, you're watching the KRON4 Morning News at 8.
Are the 49ers actually playing anybody in the Super Bowl? Because I don't know.
I'm just 49er focused.
Whatever.
That's all I'm on.
We are your 49er Super Bowl station, and we're getting ready for the big game Sunday morning. Right now, we just got to get ready for work and whatnot on a Thursday.
But the good news is the weather only gets better between now and Super Bowl Sunday, John.
True.
It does. It's getting real nice, in fact. Some low 60s this weekend, sunshine, dry skies. Total 180 from last Sunday, which brought us the hurricane force winds, and we'll take it for the Super Bowl especially. Your look outside at the coastline right now, beautiful and crystal clear. What you'd never know looking at this view is Half Moon Bay is in the upper 30s right now. We've got those clear skies, but that does not a warm morning make. Okay, Half Moon Bay, you're back up to 41, but you fell to 39 moments ago. Fremont, you're sitting at 36 degrees. Oakland, you were also in the 30s. Now you're sitting at 40 degrees, while Dublin at 35. Santa Rosa, you're still at your morning low, sitting at 31 degrees right now. So we got some real cold temperatures out there for a lot of us. Still under frost advisories for another hour across much of the North Bay. And temps compared to the same time yesterday are much cooler. Novato down 14 degrees. Oakland and Livermore down 10 degrees each from the same point yesterday. Later today, we're going to be looking at mid-50s, still some sunshine, maybe a sprinkle or two. I'll get to that in your full forecast. Raina?
All right, John, thank you for that. Well, we're dry today, but we're still kind of slow. Bay Bridge right now, drive time is about 30 minutes for everybody heading into the city. And if you're traveling along 80, you'll see it's slow and sluggish as well, traveling through Emeryville and Berkeley. No accidents on the Bay Bridge, though. 29-minute ride at 80 to 101, just a little slower getting on and off our bridges because our highways we're seeing more traffic. 16 minutes on the Richmond-Summerfeld Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge, about 37 minutes. Take a look at the bay right now. The highway's impacted by a lot more traffic this morning, so give yourself some extra time. Daria James, back to you.
Thanks a lot. It's 8:02, and we have breaking news that we're covering Governor Newsom and California Attorney General Rob Bonta. They're stepping up efforts now to combat crime in the East Bay.
They are, yeah. They say the California Department of Justice will be deploying state attorneys to help prosecute suspected criminals. KRON4's Will Tran on the story for us live in Alameda County. Will.
Well, James, think about it as a 1-2 punch. Earlier this week, Governor Newsom is trying to help local police departments in Alameda County, like the Alameda Police Department, the Oakland Police Department, catch criminals by deploying an additional 120 CHP officers to crack down on crime, to catch retail theft, violent crime offenders. But what's the point of catching them if you cannot prosecute them and they walk? And let's face it, that has angered a lot of people in California. So the 2-punch, part of the 1-2 punch, now, as you mentioned, he will send out state attorneys to help local districts like the Alameda County District Attorney's Office. This is in partnership with Pamela Price. Once you catch them, you have to prosecute them, and they are basically adding the manpower and their resources and their expertise to local jurisdictions like in Oakland, throughout the East Bay, to help prosecute violent offenders, other offenders including retail theft, burglaries, car theft, property crimes. Catch them, make sure that they stay in jail as opposed to walking free because they don't have the resources or the will to prosecute them. So this is being in conjunction with State Attorney General Rob Bonta. Take a look at your screen. He also made a statement earlier this morning. He says, "The East Bay is my home, and I'm committed to ensuring that the people of Oakland can live and work in a safe community. I welcome the partnership to ensure that justice is done and that the people of Oakland, that Oakland residents, can thrive and prosper." So again, this is a 1-2 punch. First, you catch the criminals, and second, you prosecute the criminals. This partnership will launch in just a few days from now. Back to you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Will.
8:04 is the time, and breaking news in San Francisco, a pedestrian is struck and killed this morning in the city's south of Market neighborhood. Police say they got the call about this crash along the 500 block of 6th Street. involving this pedestrian. When they got there, they found this person suffering from life-threatening injuries. Unfortunately, that person died at the scene. The vehicle involved in that crash, police say, drove off. So they're still looking for that person. The area of Bryant and 6th Street now closed while they conduct their investigation. Motorists are being told avoid the area. Expect delays if you are going to be driving through that area if you can't find another way around.
The Oakland Police Department fired a probation officer over a social media post made nearly 12 years ago. Those posts are described as a series of racist, bigoted, and derogatory statements. Police became aware of the posts last Friday, launched an internal affairs investigation, and decided to fire the officer. Oakland police say racism and bigotry are contrary to their core values.
Well, San Jose police have arrested 2 people that they believe were behind more than 70 retail crime thefts in the Bay Area. Investigators say Jamie Flores and Thomas Sapinoso targeted stores like Nike, Best Buy, and Target since last July, stealing more than $75,000 worth of merchandise. Police say they were able to make the arrests thanks to a retail fighting grant that they received from the state.
They go in coordinated. They had a vehicle waiting for them. They go in, they already know what merchandise they're going to grab, obviously things that cost more money. So this grant really helps us focus our resources, whether it's field, investigative, or technological resources, and personnel to really focus on organized retail thefts.
Well, last year, the department received $8.4 million from the state to fund its organized retail theft detail.
8:06 is the time, and we have a follow-up now. Sad to report on the breaking news we had yesterday here on the KRON4 Morning News. Remember the search for this military helicopter? Well, they found it, and all 5 Marines on board have died. This chopper went down outside of San Diego. It was Tuesday night. The weather was stormy. It went down in the mountains outside of San Diego. They were returning from training at the Creech Air Force Base northwest of Las Vegas when this accident happened, and the chopper was discovered yesterday morning near Pine Valley, which is about an hour away from San Diego. Efforts now to recover the remains of those 5 Marines are underway. 8:07 is the time, and do you remember this seeing this cruise ship? It was docked for several days in San Francisco, just shoved off yesterday with a lot of sick passengers. The ship has more than 139 passengers. It's the Queen Victoria who are sick. 139 passengers, all with gastrointestinal problems. Now, the CDC and the cruise line haven't said what the cause is officially. The CDC is monitoring. The Queen Victoria left San Francisco around 8 o'clock last night. Now it's headed to Hawaii. The doctor that KRON4 spoke with about this says it seems to be a case probably of norovirus.
Yeah, it looks
which does
like
happen on cruise ships.
The likeliest suspect. All right, let's talk about the Super Bowl as we're quickly approaching Super Bowl Sunday. And one of the big questions that seems to be asked now is, depending on which team wins, who on each team would be the likeliest to win MVP?
Well, since the Niners are likely to win, then I'd go with McCaffrey. But
yeah.
KRON4's Justine Waldman is live in Vegas. She's got all of our coverage, and she breaks it down.
Good morning here from a very windy and cold Las Vegas. We got poured on earlier this morning, but the rain has stopped. And the question today seems to be which team is going to win that Lombardi trophy, but also people really want to know which player is going to take home that elite title of Super Bowl MVP. There are 2 names at the top of the list. On the Chiefs side, it's Patrick Mahomes, but for the Niners, it's Christian McCaffrey. And we will start with Patrick Mahomes because he has done this before. He has already won not 1, but 2 Super Bowl MVPs, including last year when the Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles. This one could be even sweeter for the 28-year-old. The Chiefs have had such an up and down season, not the same dominance we are used to seeing from them. Mahomes, though, peaking at just the right time, 4 touchdowns and 718 yards passing in the post, so he's an early candidate. But no one can ignore the amazing season that Run CMC has had in the Bay. McCaffrey has had a streak of 17 straight games with a touchdown, 14 scores this season with 1,459 yards on the ground. So McCaffrey is now looking to follow in his father Ed's footsteps and try and win a Super Bowl.
I think I've seen running backs that aren't in the playoffs that are the most valuable players on their team. seeing running backs in the playoffs that are extremely talented and have a lot of value. This is such a team sport. You know, it's the biggest team game on the planet. And I think to say that it's because of one player that a team wins the Super Bowl is just not true. I don't think that's ever been true.
So I want to maximize these opportunities. I know that they don't always come. You're not going to be in every single Super Bowl. And so whenever I'm here, I enjoy it. I enjoy the week. And then I just try to go out there and play my best football. And like I said a little bit earlier, make a memory that will last forever with a lot of guys that work extremely hard.
So today, both teams practice, and then they have a media availability. It will be the last time that we hear from them as they start to shut things down, seclude themselves at Lake Las Vegas. That's that resort they're staying at about 40 minutes away from here. And then the next time we see them will be here at Allegiant Stadium for Super Bowl Sunday.
All right, we've got Justine and the gang out there in Vegas, and then we're hunkered down here at home, James, holding down the fort for Super Bowl Sunday morning with our KRON4 Morning News special.
So that's going to be a whole lot of fun, so stay tuned for that. All right, 8:11 is the time, and still ahead on the KRON4 Morning News, San Francisco's Mission District is ready for Niner fans to come out and watch the big game on Sunday. We're going to hear how some of those businesses are getting ready. And San Francisco's first indoor EV charging station opens tomorrow. We'll tell you what makes this one different. Plus, we continue to follow the latest out of Oakland, where fired former police chief LaRon Armstrong is suing the city of Oakland and the mayor. We're going to hear from the mayor on that coming up.